Oh, good day. I'm currently just reading up on King George VI. I don't know if you can see that because of the lights, but he is the name of the man whose race this is named after. That didn't sound good. Um, New style of intro today. I hope you enjoyed it. I thought I'd go for one slightly more comical. And yeah, as I said, the race I'm going to be previewing is the King George VI. Really, really high class race with some really, really high class winners in the past. For example, Kauto Star, you may know him, he won the race 5 times. So I'll start off with some statistics. There's one famous statistic surrounding this race, I think, and that is that no horse has ever won the King George having not run at 3 miles before, and that statistic plays a major role in Boxing Day's race. Another statistic I thought I'd throw in there is 9 of the 12 last winners were aged between 6 and 8. So that's worrying if you're a Thistlecrack supporter. Obviously, he's almost double the age of that. But yeah, it suits Surname, Lost in Translation, and Clan des Obeaux, the three at the front of the market. The weather, it's supposed to stay dry until Boxing Day. And yeah, Kempton normally is good to soft. It doesn't get too boggy. So depending on how much rain they get on King George Day, obviously that will affect the ground, but I think it'll be good to soft. So I'm going to start by talking about Surname. He's currently joint favourite, 7-4. Fantastic horse, highest rated horse in training. Took down the scalp of Altior. However, he is untried at 3 miles. And maybe looking at his race against Altior, he possibly even got outstayed by him. So yeah, that for me is what you're betting on. I think the conditions should suit. I think he'll go forward. I don't think there's much there that will take him on. ASO is prominent but doesn't always go forward. Footpad likes to be prominent but doesn't always go to the front. Thistlecrack holds up, Lost in Translation. Well, we'll talk about his tactics later. But I think he could probably get the run of the race here, and we've seen how devastating he can be when he does that. The question, yeah, as I said, do you want to take 7-4 on will he stay when all the statistics say that no horse has ever done it, and these includes horses with the class of Valtor. So it's no mean task. No, it is a very mean task. My recommendation with Surname, because he is the best jumps horse around at the minute, would be maybe to spot him if he gets bigger than 2-1. I think I'd take a bet of over 2-1 on whether he'll stay or not, because he is just so highly rated, and on his day, I think if they're running around 2 mile 5, he would be even money odds on. Second, Lost in Translation, the other joint favourite. He was a top novice last year, running into Daffy du Savoy a few times. He did win Grade 1 over 2 mile 4, which shows how much pace he does have. And then he also went on to win the Betfair Chase on his second race of the season, which is over 3 mile 2, so he also stays. He jumps really well. Everyone on Twitter will see videos of him jumping. He is just what's he rated? 173. So he's 4 points to find with Surname, but as I said, he's proven over the trip, which is essential for this race. In the Betfair Chase, he was held up, which was a change of tactics. He was really dropped out the back. If I was Robbie Power and Colin Tizard, I would be tempted to go forward with Lost in Translation and make sure that this is a proper test of stamina. He's done it in the past. He did it at Aintree when he was so devastating. And I would go forward and really put the pressure on Surname and make a proper 3 mile test. I don't know whether they'll do that, obviously. I've got no connection to the guys, but yeah, that'll be my play. Whether he's a bet or not, he's not for me. Thankfully, all my loyal subscribers, all 20 of you, will have backed my tip in the Betfair Chase preview, where I said he's a good option for the Triple Crown. So hold on to your tickets, don't lose them, and hopefully he goes on to this, then we'll have a really exciting Gold Cup. Clan des Obeaux, he won the race last year, so he got course and distance form. Although I do worry about the form of that King George. The race was messy. There was obviously Bristol to Mine waiting patiently, didn't make it round. Thistlecrack ended up coming second, so it was a length and a half. In his next race, Clan des Obeaux smashed up Terrafor, who has done the opposite of franking the form. He was then pulled up in his next race and not seen since. He went to the Gold Cup, went off favourite or joint around favourite, but he didn't stay. And yeah, I was disappointed. I backed him for the Gold Cup, but oh well. Then on his comeback, he did ran quite similarly to how he ran on his comeback last year, where he travelled well, but just the tank ran out, probably based on fitness. Same easy could happen here again. Will come on a lot. I think he's not as classy as the top two in the market. As I said, I don't really trust the form of last year's King George. And clearly neither does Harry Cobden, who's made the decision to move over to Surname and deserts him. So yeah, at 10-3, I think he's too short. Footpad, next horse I'll preview. He still has a lot of question marks. As a novice over 2 miles, he looked the real deal. He was rarely disposing of Petit Mouchoir. And now he's moved into open company. He's still relatively unproven. He broke his blood vessels in the Ryanair, so you can put a line through that run. And the race before that, he came second to Simply Ned at Leopardstown. Simply Ned loves Leopardstown. So it's not... You'd have wanted Footpad to win that race, really, to prove himself, but they pulled clear of the rest of the field. He's run over 3 miles once in a hurdles race, and he didn't seem to stay. He came 18 lengths behind, Harry and Nicholas Canyon. So for me, I don't know, he's not really proven at the trip. He's not proven in open company, and at 10-1, I don't think he's a bet. Thistlecrack won the race 2 years ago as a novice. Fabulous horse, and he ran a great comeback this year over hurdles against Paisley Park. Question with Thistlecrack's his jumping and also his age. He's 11 turning 12. He'll be 12 5 days after the King George. And I don't know, as I said, he's the last horse to win it at good old age was Quarto Star, and I don't think Thistlecrack is the class of Quarto Star. And also he'll need to improve to win the race, and I don't think at the age of 11 he has improvement in it. He may run into second if it's messy, if Surname doesn't stay. Actually, maybe not. I can't see the two of the front three in the market being out of the front two. So for me, no, not a bet. And then finally, ASO, not good enough. He ran behind Ballyoptic this year, and we saw what Lost in Translation did to Ballyoptic. I'd be really, really devastated. I think it'd be such a shame if he wins. He did run a big race in the Ryanair, but the opposition was nowhere near as classy as this. So, yeah, conclusion, that was all 6 horses, right? Yeah. My conclusion is it's between the front two in the market, and it's such a boring thing to say. Obviously, we've all got our bet on Lost in Translation to win the Triple Crown. So my play at this would be if Surname drifts like he did against Altior, and he gets bigger than 2-1. I think Lost in Translation would be the horse that people get behind. He's got a good emotional story behind him, and he's Q Card's box. So I think Surname might drift again, and if he does, I'd love to take some sort of 7-2 would be a dream. 7-2 would be a dream. 2-1 I'd take as well. But I have done the maths correct there. No, 5-2 would be a dream. Okay, well, thank you very much for watching. Have a lovely Christmas, and good luck with your bets in the King George.